Hi everyone, I'm Katrina. This is my new YouTube channel, TrynaCreate. I'm a graphic design and art education major, minoring in psychology, so I have a unique perspective being from all these different worlds. In my YouTube channel, I'm hoping to combine all of this knowledge and give it to you guys. Today, we'll be talking about digital color theory. The difference between digital and artist color theory is that artist color theory uses red, blue, and yellow. There is a new boy in town, contemporary color theory, which uses CMY, cyan, magenta, and yellow, which we also use in digital color theory. Today we aren't going to be talking about that, but I plan to make a video on CMY versus RBY. We're going to delve into the world of digital art color theory. Some terms I'm going to be using throughout this video are hue, which is colors on the outer edge of a color wheel. These are full power colors. Value, this is the brightness of the color. So if you're adding white or darkening it by adding black. Saturation or intensity is adding gray to a color. In the digital art color theory, there's additive and subtractive colors. The additive color mode is what is used on screens. So this is red, green, and blue. Basically, your eyes are tricked into seeing things like yellow. This is actually a combination of red and green wavelengths. Keeping that in mind, additive color theory is additive because if you mix all of these colors together, red, blue, and green, you actually make white. So you add them to create white. When you're seeing print media or anything in the real world outside of screens, you're actually seeing what we consider subtractive colors. So they're subtractive because if you take them away, that's how you get white. If you add them all together, you actually get a black. So if you think about it, in digital art, we're working with 6 primary colors. There's this color wheel made by the Color Nerd. I found him on TikTok. I highly recommend checking out his content if you're interested in nerdy color theory stuff. And he created this color wheel that takes these colors and shows you the primaries and the secondaries together. So it's basically like an artist color wheel you'd see in school, but made for digital art. This can be used in fine art purposes as well if you're a proponent of the cyan, magenta, yellow color theory. So in design software, color wheels aren't standardized at the moment. So if you take this, you might need to rotate it or flip it, but it actually aligns really well with what we see when we're looking at a color wheel on a software. It just makes it easier to see, hey, this is a complementary color. We're getting to that soon. We can take the color wheel and split in half with the halfway point being green and magenta. These 2 colors are actually neutral colors. You'll find that orange is the warmest color and the cyan blue is the coolest color. What you can do with this information is shift hues to a warm or a cool version of that color. So let's take yellow, for example. A warmer version of yellow would lean more towards the orange, whereas a cooler version of the yellow would lean more towards the green because that is closer towards the blue cyan color. So with this information, you're able to create warm and cool hues. Why is this information useful? So there's this theory that if you're creating an artwork, you actually want to shade with a cooler color or a warmer color and then highlight with the opposite. So if you're shading with a cool color, you'll highlight with a warm color. This could be used to make a painting with just color without shifting value. It's actually a really fun exercise to try if you want to. Realistically, you're going to want to shift the value and the hue when you are doing something like digital painting. You can create shadows that have more depth to them and feel less flat than if you were just painting with a darker version of color or highlighting with a whiter version of a color. Another theory that's accepted in the art world as true is that cooler colors will recede and warmer colors will move towards you more. For example, if you're making a landscape, you might want to have cooler colors towards the back and warmer colors towards the front. There's a similar thing with value called atmospheric perspective, where you want to use lighter colors in the background and darker colors towards the front. So if you combine these together, you would be able to make a really cool landscape. Of course, these are just ideas. There are psychology behind these rules that can help guide you towards really nicely designed art and graphic design. So let's talk about color schemes. Really, when you know about these different color schemes, you can understand these theories behind choosing colors, and it'll make choosing colors more fun because things go together nicer. So when we talk about analogous colors, these are colors right next to each other on the color wheel. So this would be like what I was referring to with shifting hues. It's actually an analogous palette. When you're using an analogous color palette, you might want to consider throwing in a compliment, not like, hey color, you look nice. We're talking about complementary colors. So complementary colors, what are they? They're across from each other on the color wheel. So if we look at the color wheel here, we'll see that purple is opposite from this green color. With complementary colors, they make things pop. So if you want to add emphasis into your artwork, that's how you do it. These are the most contrasting colors you can put together. With great power comes great responsibility. So basically, if you use them at full saturation, it can actually hurt your eyes. Like, you wouldn't want to have red text on a fully saturated cyan background. That would be really hard for your eyes. So you need to play with different tones of these colors by shifting the values and saturations as well. So on that note of adding a complementary into your analogous colors, there's actually kind of a name for that. There's something called a split complementary. So this is where you grab two colors with one color in between, so like cyan and blue, and you use an orange. You could also do like a red magenta color and a purple and use green. So this color combination also provides a lot of contrast. Next are tertiary colors. So this would be like orange, teal, and purple, or even our primary colors like red, green, and blue. Those are tertiary colors. They're evenly spaced around the color wheel to form a triangle. Next is the square color scheme. So example of a square palette would be red, lime green, purple, and cyan. So this is forming a square on the color wheel. These colors add variety to your palette. These are just guides. Feel free to play, and hopefully it'll make your color choosing experience a lot more fun and rewarding because things look good together. So thank you for watching my first video on my YouTube channel. I hope you'll subscribe. Please let me know if you have any questions. I would love to help you. If you look below in the description, I have a form for you to tell me what you want to learn in the art world. I am a student studying both art education and graphic design and minoring in psychology. I would love to incorporate all of this into my YouTube channel. I hope I helped you today to learn something new about color, and I hope you're feeling confident to use this in your design work going forward. I would love to hear what you think and what you want to learn about next. See you later.